Greetings, visionaries. This is your host, the INFJ visionary, and your fellow human being. Unless you're not a human being listening to this, in which case, welcome anyway. What do you want to talk about today? Well, I was just watching an interesting video about how the internet's dying and dead. And previous to that, I watched another interesting video about the AI making music. And this guy, White Sea Studios, is his channel, and he does mastering and stuff. He's in Europe, and I've picked up a few bits from him here and there. And he just typed a prompt into it said make a song about my studio, and a funky song, right? There it was, automatic. Yeah. Now, if you're a creator, and I think INFJs tend to be inclined in that direction, all human beings, to be honest, but a lot of us are, semi-shut down these days as we deal with the tide of the technological, whatever you want to call it, the technological mind, F hyphen hyphen K, right? And well, there's not going to be much escaping. You can retreat. I think that's what you could do. You could, well, hopefully you're old enough that you have some resources. You know, assets is what I mean. Now, if you're a younger person, it's getting pretty hard for you guys to get assets together because they take a huge amount of money, amount of the money you make away just to live. That wasn't so much the case when I was a young person. I was making not great money and able to afford my own studio apartment in the 80s. That's over, And in many ways, the world seems to be just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Meanwhile, beautiful day. I don't know if you can hear the birds singing. The sun is dappling through the leaves. And what's it all mean, you know? What's it mean to be a human being? Because we're going to cope. We're going to keep coping. One thing I would point out is that your life needs to be analyzed. You might be thinking that you do so, but I would encourage you, if you're asking advice from your host, the INFJ visionary here, I would encourage you to spend some time. I've just recently been learning how to meditate. I thought my whole life I couldn't meditate, and that was because one of the ideas I had was that you had to stop your thoughts. I have never been all that successful at doing that. Being a modern, of course, I'm fully trained to have a busy mind. Uh, but, I will readily acknowledge that many of the thoughts that present themselves to me may not indeed be my own thoughts. I don't know where they come from. I think it's quite possible that the brain is just a receiver, but where a thought comes, presents itself to us, and we embrace it. And how do you meditate? Well, pretty simple. The thought shows up, presents itself, and you don't embrace it. You just go, oh, there you are. You don't go, oh yeah, no, I like this. Oh no, I don't like that. That's the that's when you switch from the watcher to the doer, right? And meditating is being the watcher. And what's the value of that? Well, if you can pull back from your life and watch it, observe it, you're going to create space. And in that space lies happiness, peace, sanity. Um Contrast this against the technological mind, F hyphen hyphen K. Yeah, and I don't want to swear here. I don't mind swearing. I like it, but yeah, we don't need to do that because it maybe, you never know who might be wanting to watch this or who's watching this with their kids in the car listening. More it's a listening kind of channel, but I have a lovely picture for you. Mushrooms? Why? Well, because mushrooms, man. Quite possibly an alien life form. If you've ever done the variety that affects you very intensely, they can talk to you and stuff. It's very interesting. Anyway, I have zero interest by these, by the way, at my age of doing any of that psychonaut activity. I've been there, I've done that, and I think it's very interesting. But there ultimately is no answers there. This technique I'm outlining to you with the meditation, the awareness meditation. Now the Buddhists call it mindfulness meditation. And I'm sorry if I haven't tied any of this back to INFJ today, but the fact of the matter is that as an INFJ, I think you're an incredibly sensitive instrument, and as an incredibly sensitive instrument, I believe this world is probably quite painful to you, and you need a solve. You need something that will help you, something that you can rely on. You know, you can't rely on YouTube, even though it brought you this wonderful video. And it is good that we still have human beings listening to other human beings. How long? I don't know, because it all becomes increasingly diffused. Now, some friends of mine, every now and again, are taking in the AI content, probably even without being aware of it. And I always try to say something because it's a danger to us as human beings. Um, the desire to create something is almost immediately followed by the desire to share it. And what has been increasingly co-opted is that ability to share, that ability to have an audience for what you do. Because with every creation that is brought, I will amend that. I'll say every creation that is not actually working towards expressing what we are as a person, which you can indeed do with AI tools. I'm proving it to you right now. We have this lovely picture we're looking at. Now, I didn't have to create this, and I would have never had the means to employ an artist to create anything of this complexity and beauty. I am an artist, and I have been employed to create things that were complex and beautiful. Fortunately for me, or unfortunately, as the case may be, I turned my back on all that many, many, many years ago now, about 15 years ago. And I saw that just in the time I'd done it, which was nearly it was 13 years that I did it, I saw the rushing, speeding, and devaluing of my human contributions. So I know we got to be used to that. I'm all over the show, but ultimately, what's it mean to be a human being? It means that you're aware. It means that you are a decider, you are the doer, but you're also the watcher. And to get your life under control, to be more happy, to have more peace, in spite of what's going on with the world, I would recommend you start engaging with this sort of awareness type of practice. It's actually easy to do. And no, I don't know if it's easy to do for hours on end. I don't actually like to sit there cross-legged and meditate. What I like to do is in a moment where I'm in between this and that, I just observe and I watch. And I can smell things, I can hear things, I can see things. And you'd be surprised, we almost always, even something as lovely as a bird song, we attach ourselves to it. Oh, that's not lovely. Which is a bit of a high, isn't it? It's a bit of a buzz. And that high, that buzz, is the thing that's being capitalized on by the technology companies and corporations, the attention. Um, and they want to feed you as much stimuli as possible so that ultimately you will spend money becoming even more stimulated. So what's the way out? The way out is to you're not going to escape being stimulated, but what you can do is pause a little bit, observe your existence, and appreciate it. Keep on keeping on.